Let's go to another lot of celebrations now, and in just a matter of months, the Thames River will be at the centre of celebrations for the Diamond Jubilee.
Queen Elizabeth will lead a flotilla of 1,000 boats down the river in what's said to be one of the largest public events ever held in London. Lisa Miller headed out onto the Thames with a royal waterman to get a taste of what's to come.
The Thames is such an amazing river with an incredible history. It's no wonder that it's going to be the centrepiece of the celebrations for the Queen's Diamond Jubilee in early June. Around 1,000 boats are going to head out on the water, many of them with passengers on board, 1 million people out on the shores. There'll even be an Australian edition from South Australia, a surf life-saving dory. We thought we'd head out on one of the boats to talk to the people who spend their lives on the river and find out what makes it so special and what might be ahead with these celebrations.
Making away from Savoy, outward bound for Darius. Thank you.
Oh, it's going to be incredibly special. We haven't had anything like this on the Thames for 300 years. I mean, we haven't had a Diamond Jubilee since Queen Victoria's, and this, I believe, is the only second Diamond Jubilee in history. So it should be absolutely amazing.
And you're going to be taking part?
Yep. Our company has got 5 vessels in the flotilla at certain places in it. We've got 2 in the Royal Squadron, and the other 2 are further back in what they're calling a Class 5 section that is for larger passenger vessels that always work on the River Thames.
Now, you're in a slightly special category yourself, aren't you? Because you are what they call a Royal Waterman. Tell me what that is. Yeah,
there's a band of 23 Royal Watermen, and there's one called the Royal Bargemaster, and it's a selected number of watermen from the River Thames who are appointed by Her Majesty, and you get chosen to escort Her Majesty anytime she has a trip on the River Thames or anything connected with the Thames. Years ago, the River Thames was the vein of London where all many of the palaces was on the banks of the Thames, and it was how all the royals used to get around. They used to be rowed, and they used to want the strongest and the fastest watermen to get them from A to B as quickly as possible. I've done a couple of state visits, done one for President Sarkozy and the South African President Zuma.
How much pressure do you feel when you know you've got
It's not pressure, it's quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because when you're escorting Her Majesty, you're not in charge of the vessel. So there'll be someone else steering the boat, and you'll just be... It's a presence mainly, you know, it's a link to the olden days.
Do you have to wear something special?
Yeah, we have a uniform, a bright red uniform with ER on the front of the uniform, and a hat and red stockings.
We're just going under Tower Bridge here. Is this one of your favourite spots, or do you have other hidden gems you want to share with us?
No, you have favourite spots. I mean, Tower Bridge is one of the iconic views on the Thames, but...
And in fact, this is where the royal procession, this is where the day on the water ends.
Yes. Just behind us, actually, we've got HMS President, and that's where the Queen will sit on board her launch, and she'll watch the rest of the procession sail past.
How difficult is this river to traverse?
It's very difficult. It's extremely tidal. You've got 3 or 4 knot tides, and you've got certain shoals, certain banks that you have to stay clear of. We don't use any sort of radar or underneath us to see how much we've got underneath the vessel. It's all done in local knowledge. We do a 5 or 4 year apprenticeship, which you normally start at 16, 17, and that takes us through to when you get your licence at 21.
Why do you think this river is so special?
I think because it's got so much tradition to it. You know, so many different things have happened on, you know, we had the Magna Carta was signed further upriver. It's just got so much history, and there's so many links between the River Thames and royalty. I mean, Handel's water music was written for the ascension of George I. You know, it just continually flows up and down every day, and so many historic events happen on this river.
There'll be barely room to move out here come June. There'll be barges and passenger ships and boats and tugs, even kayaks on the river. And there'll be a lot of security. You can imagine with 20,000 people on the river, another 1 million on the shores, this is going to be a very big operation for police. And in fact, they've already been doing trials and practices. We've seen them today whizzing past us. It's not going to come cheap either. It's going to be about $15 million just to put on the day on the river. But they say it is going to be a fitting tribute to Britain's maritime history and certainly a wonderful way to celebrate the Queen's 60 years on the throne.